Hello YouTube, my name is Mualesandro and welcome to my channel. So, today's video is going to be different than my past videos. I've been doing a lot of commentary videos, but I want to not come on the internet and just be hateful. Just kidding, I'm not hateful, but I just want to sit down and do makeup and teach you guys how to look good, not only on camera, but in person. Because let me tell you something, I really don't listen to beauty gurus, to be quite honest. The only one that has taught me some couple tips here and there is Miss Jackie Aina herself. Her style is a little different than mine. She does like more heavier makeup. I like to do heavy makeup too, however, I really don't like to be able to really see the makeup. But yeah, Jackie Aina has taught me a couple tips and tricks, but Mr. Robert Welsh, who has kind of recently blown up, he's a pro MUA. He has taught me a good amount of tips, and a lot of the stuff that I'm about to talk in this video, I've kind of just learned myself with just playing with makeup and, you know, to suit my preference. I like glowy, dewy, luminous, healthy, juicy skin. I don't like the powdery matte look. I want my skin to just look juicy and very healthy. Instagram and beauty guru makeup has really not been like that. Like I said, it's been mostly that just full face powdery look, and I've never been about that. So I kind of had to figure out how to get that luminous look myself. Anyways, let's get into this video. I'm gonna stop rambling. I already primed my face. I use the Farsali Skin Tune Blur because my skin is like not looking its best today. I have a couple like spots here and there that are going away, but you could still see the spots. I don't know if you can tell on camera. To be quite honest, for those of you who don't know, the camera has been lying to you. If you think your favorite beauty gurus look flawless, lies, 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 lies. The camera just really doesn't detect texture. So you could just pile and pile on makeup and it'll look flawless on camera, but in person you'll look like a cakey mess. Anyways, I just wanted to put that out there because what you see on camera is not what you get in person most of the time. I like my makeup to just look good not only on camera but in person, and I'm a perfectionist myself, so if I see just like anything building up, any just crease, any cakiness, like I go crazy and I have to fix it. Okay, let's get into this. So this is kind of just like my typical routine, but I am going to be adding some products because I ordered some Charlotte Tilbury stuff. So I'm going to be using this Hollywood Flawless filter. I've heard it's amazing, so I'm going to try it out. I'm just going to apply a nice amount kind of everywhere and rub it in with my fingers. I don't know how you're supposed to apply this. It said you could use it as a primer, but I want to help. I don't think it's going to help out with texture much. I think it's just going to make our skin look nice and juicy. So that's why I went in and used the Farsali Skin Tune Blur. This right here has no coverage whatsoever. However, it did give me like a just luminous look to my skin. I really don't want to color correct much. I usually color correct my beard area, but I don't mind it peeping through. I want to use like a minimal amount of product today. I think I'm just going to color correct like my spots. So I'm going to be using a lot of Dior products today, and the reason why I'm going to be using so many Dior products today is because I live by a Sephora and I ordered something from Sephora and I got it delivered, and I got 2 boxes delivered, and one of the boxes was actually meant to be delivered to Sephora itself, and that box had the whole Dior backstage like collection. I have literally like 50 foundations right now, so yeah, that's the reason why I'm going to be going in with so many Dior products. I'm not just using them to use them. Honestly, some of these products have become my staples, but I am going to also just reference some stuff that I was using before. So like, I'm gonna color correct my spots with this Dior Face and Body Foundation. Before I was using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I love to color correct, but I really like to use this Dior Face and Body Foundation in Warm Peach. It's literally the same color as the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer I was using, which was in the color Medium Dark Chestnut. Yeah, they're like the same color. However, this Dior Face and Body Foundation is so skin-like and it's very thin. That's why I like color correcting with this now. But the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer was pretty good too. So I'm gonna let this dry down for a second. Honestly, this Hollywood Flawless filter makes your skin look so pretty. You could literally just use this and just conceal like any problem areas you have, and your skin will look like the best version of your skin. For foundation today, I'm gonna be using the Pat McGrath Labs foundation. I personally, this wasn't my favorite foundation. I didn't hate it though, so I just want to use it today to give it a chance one more time and see if I maybe like it. I'm gonna be using just a lighter hand today with this foundation, and maybe I'll like it more. The last time I used it, I did use like a lot of product, so maybe that's why I didn't like it. However, I am gonna say the color match for these, or for this foundation, is insane. It literally matches my skin perfectly. Like the undertones are right on. And also, it has a pretty like decent amount of coverage, and it's so water-like. The reason why I didn't like this is because I felt like it was emphasizing my texture a bit. I personally think it's because I was going in with a lot of products, and with a brush too. So today I'm trying it with just a beauty blender because, like I said, I want to use a light hand of product today. So I like to apply my foundation on my hand, let it sit for a second so my body temperature can warm it up a bit, and then I go in with my beauty blender, and then I'll go in and pat it into my face. Okay, this foundation is looking so beautiful. It's not like I remember, and I don't know if it's the foundation itself because I'm using just a little bit less product. I'm honestly still using a good amount of product. I've used 3 pumps so far just on this area of my face, but I don't know if it's that or if it's the Hollywood Flawless filter. The finish of this foundation was always on the more like luminous side. The only problem I had, like I said, was the fact that it was emphasizing my texture a bit. I'm going to apply some of this Flawless filter under my eyes to see if it makes my concealer look better, because the way this foundation is looking so bomb. And like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of it before this Hollywood Flawless filter. So maybe this will help me out with my concealer. Okay, now that I'm done blending out my foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of cream bronzer. I always love to use cream bronzer. I don't use powdered bronzer anymore. But I'm gonna be going in today with the Huda Beauty Tantour in the color Light. I absolutely love this. This is like different than all of Huda Beauty's makeup products. Usually her makeup is just like very full coverage, just very thick, very fragrance, and this has like no fragrance, and it's not like thick or cakey. This honestly is so blendable and buildable. I love it. I was, for a hot minute when I got my Dior stuff, that little PR package, I was doing my cream bronzer with foundation, and I really liked the color of doing that, like the match. I felt like it was very seamless. However, it was harder to blend out. I feel like this product was like specifically made for bronzing, and it's just very easy to blend out and make it seamless. And I'm gonna apply this bronzer on the sides of my cheekbone to basically start sculpting them a bit. And I'm gonna bring it down, all the way down, like to my mouth almost, to give me that sucked in look. And I like to dip into the product itself, take the excess off of my hand, and then go into my face. And I'm going to also use this cream bronzer on my forehead. And I'm gonna focus the product on the sides right here and do a little bit on the top right here, but mostly I want to just round out my forehead. So most of the product is gonna just be right here. Now, next thing we're gonna do is a little bit of sculpting. I'm gonna be going in with this YSL Touche Cloth brightening pen, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of this Hollywood Flawless filter for fun. And this is basically gonna be our baking. I don't like powder much. The only powder I like is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish setting powder. That's the only powder that does me good, that doesn't make me look cakey and actually just makes me look like airbrushed. But anyways, I do like to clean up the cream bronzer, brighten up certain areas, and we're basically going to be applying this YSL Touche Cloth wherever people tend to bake. So I'm going to be applying this right here on my cheekbones to bring them out. My cheekbones are kind of flat, so I like to use this brightener to bring them out. I'm also going to apply some on my chin to add definition to it and so it pops, and a little bit on the center of my forehead too. So I'm going to put this YSL Touche Cloth on my hand and add that Charlotte Tilbury just for fun. Mix them with my fingers, and I'll apply this with this tiny Real Techniques beauty sponge, so we can really apply it where we want and be really precise with it. You can see on camera how this side just looks a little bit more lifted than this side right here. And I also use this to clean up that eyeshadow a bit. This little tiny sponge is like the perfect size to just really get in there and be precise with that. Now what I'm about to do really changed the game for me when it comes to nose contouring. I'm gonna apply that brightening little YSL Touche Cloth thing we did, and I'm gonna apply it right in the center of my nose right here, because when you go in and contour your nose, you want this to be just really bright so I can bring the contour and really define it. Okay, so let's move on to our under eyes. I'm gonna be using this Charlotte Tilbury color corrector in the color medium. What I was doing before, I was using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer to color correct. I would apply it, let it dry for like a minute or two, and then go in with my concealer. Then when I got all that Dior shit, I used this one. I really like using this to color correct, but this one I tried it and it's a little, like, it's kind of blurring, and I live for that because I have a crease right here. So we're gonna be using that today. And for concealer, we're gonna be doing something that no one here on YouTube does, which is very underrated. We're gonna be using foundation to conceal. Yup, foundation is honestly the best thing you can use to conceal, because concealer, to be quite honest, is so overrated. They probably just added that to just get us as a consumer to buy another step. Honestly, concealer, you probably don't need it unless you have like some killer under eye bags. And I have some darkness under my eyes. Like I don't have like perfect under eyes, and foundation just does enough for me. I like using this Dior Face and Body Foundation because it's very skin-like. It dries like a soft matte, not matte, like a soft skin-like matte, which is perfect for under your eye because it really doesn't crease much. I don't even have to set it with powder, to be quite honest. But I'm gonna start off by applying some of this Charlotte Tilbury color corrector. And I'm focusing it just right here because that's where I have like the darkness under my eyes. It's really not that dark right here. I don't need to color correct and just add more product for it to crease. Anyway, I added it with my finger, and now I'm going to use this beauty blender to blend it out. So to conceal, I'll be using the color Dior Warm Olive in the Dior foundation. You could use the same foundation you use, but I like to just be extra and use a different foundation and a little bit lighter shade to give me that brightening effect. In that Dior package I got, they also sent me, or they didn't send me, but they also sent a like almost white foundation. It's in their shade Zero Warm, and depending on how dramatic I want the look, I'll add that to the foundation to make it brighter and to really give me that snatch look. But today I don't want too much brightness. So I added just like a tiny bit of this foundation on my hand and went in with this brush. As you could see, like I didn't use a lot of product. Like, look, that's how much foundation I'm applying. A little goes a long way. You don't need to do giant triangles to conceal your under eyes. Like, it doesn't do anything, but just add more product to crease. Okay, now that I'm done blending out this concealer or foundation, I'm going to be going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Powder in the color 2 Medium. I'm going to be going in with a different sponge. You want to go in with a clean sponge for your powder stuff, so you're not building up powder and leftover foundation. So I'm gonna just swipe it once and take the excess on just the back of my hand, so it just leaves like a little bit on it. And I'm gonna make sure I'm not creasing first. And I'm going to just press it in lightly. And I'm gonna just begin pressing it under and just slowly bring it up to my under eye. I do this so I can just basically add the most minimal amount of powder right under my eye so we don't get that like dry look. Okay, now I'm going to be going in with the shade number 1 to brighten up a bit. I'm going to be using number 1 on my forehead and on my chin right here, and on the nose too. The reason why I didn't go with number 1 under my eyes is because I don't want it to be too bright under my eyes. I feel like the brightening pen and the concealer already did that. So yeah, we're just going to be going in the chin, the nose, now, I barely use any powder right now. Like, I just tap my beauty blender once and then that's enough for like my entire forehead. And I don't bake anywhere. I forgot to mention this, I think, earlier in the video, but with the YSL Touche Claw, if I messed up with my bronzer or if I needed to clean it up, I would just add the YSL Touche Claw with the little beauty sponge and just basically apply where I would bake. I didn't feel like I needed to do that this time, but sometimes I do. Anyways, we're almost done with our face. For blush, I'm going to be using Nude Sticks Tiger Lilies Nudies Bloom All Over Dewy Color. And I love these blushes, to be honest. I love applying dewy products on my cheekbones because it doesn't mess with the whole finish of my face. I am like combination skin. I'm pretty oily on my T-zone. But anyways, when you apply dewy products, it doesn't mess with the whole finish of your face and it makes your skin look healthy and juicy. And I'm going to apply it with this beauty blender to give me like a more seamless blown out look. This blush works great on top of powder, to be quite honest. I've never had problem. I've used it on top and I've used it under powder and it works great. I just like using it over powder because it brings back that like glossy skin look that I like, and when you like do it under powder, it kind of just like washes out and like really just blends into your skin and you can't really see it. Now, I like to apply my cream blush, or just blush in general, on the high points of my cheekbones to lift my face up. I don't like to do the whole smiling and apply it where you smile, because when I smile, the apples of my cheeks are right here, but when I don't smile, they lower. And blush, like right here, does not look good. That'll just make your face look longer instead of lifted. And I'm gonna get the excess of that blush and just blend it in to my forehead, so it gives me like a wash of that blush color. And it all looks very cohesive. Okay, and now I'm going to highlight my face. I'm gonna be using a cream highlighter, the Dior Face and Body Glow, and I think I'm gonna mix in a little bit of that Charlotte Tilbury Magic Hollywood Flawless filter thing just for fun, because I honestly love this thing. This highlighter is honestly bomb by itself. You don't need to add the Hollywood Flawless filter. I'm just doing it just to make it look a little bit more natural. Not that it's not natural, but I'm basically just doing it to be extra. The Dior highlighter though, by itself, you can get it really blinding, or you could get it like natural. It's very buildable. I don't mind the dewy look. I actually love it. I don't care if you might think I look like I just ran a mile or got out of a pool. That's the look I like. But oh, this looks so pretty. That Hollywood Flawless filter is everything. New like staple. I'll literally be blending it into everything from now on. Wow. This Hollywood Flawless filter is literally my favorite thing on this planet. I literally feel like it like makes your skin look wet. It looks so good. Okay, now I'm going to do the final step and contour. I want to make my cheekbones look a little bit more defined. I'll be going in with this Dior contour palette, and I'm going to go in first with this light shade. And if I feel like I need to add more, I'll go in with a dark one. And I'm just gonna focus this under my cheekbones. And I'm very lightly applying it and patting it in too. And I am going to be adding just a little bit of that darker one to just emphasize it, but like just a little bit. With a very light hand, I'm brushing it upwards. Now that is pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and do brows, lashes, and lips off camera. Actually, I'll do my lips on camera, but I'll be right back. So I lied. I did my lips off camera, but I didn't think you guys needed to see that. For my lips, I used one of the Pat McGrath mini lips, and then I use this Dior lip oil. And for lashes, I'm using House of Lashes in Allura Light. House of Lashes are bomb. Fuck Lily lashes, they suck. House of Lashes are just, they look so good, so natural. And they also have some extra lashes, but these are a little bit more extra, but they still just, they blend right in with my eyes. Anyways, I hope this tutorial wasn't all over the place. And look at the skin. Look at this highlight. Look at how juicy it looks. I'm gonna come up close to show the eyes. I don't know if you can really see them, but this eyes all shimmer. I just use one matte. I use like a pink matte. Like that was the basically the like transition color, the first color I used, and the rest were shimmers. Beauty gurus lied to you. You can use shimmer on your crease, and honestly, they blend easier than matte. The reason why I used all shimmers is because no matter what blue, I wanted to use a blue, but no matter what blue I use, once I start blending it in, it'll turn like gray/brown. And I've used like good blues. I've used Natasha Denona, Jeffree Star Cosmetics, Pat McGrath. Actually, haven't used a Pat McGrath one. Anastasia, and all the blues. Once you start blending it in with a different color, it'll just turn brown. But it doesn't do that with shimmers. That's why I did it like this. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.